Rogue tier list for season 2. This tier is going to be overall. I'm not going to key on one thing, whether it be strikeout, competitive, king of the hill, or anything. It's going to be an overall tier list because I think that fits everybody the most. So if you're like, wow, I don't like where Lancer is, she's actually better in strikeout, that's probably because she is, because this is an overall tier list. Nothing, there's not going to be one factor that's going to make me put somebody higher or lower. And then we'll do Mack at the end. All right. All right, we'll just go left to right. It's not in alphabetical order. It kind of is, but we'll start with Dahlia. Now, Dahlia is strong now. That MXR 3 taps in the body. Its fire rate is a little bit slower, but she is strong. She can link with Mack. She can link with anybody. She's going to be really, really, really good and annoying this patch. Is she S tier? Probably. I think that Dahlia is going to be S tier this patch with the MXR being the way it is now. 3 tap body. It's a tiny bit slower, but it's still going to be really strong. And I think that this next patch, she is going to be better than Saint. The biggest reason is that at the end of the day, if you're rezzing somebody on Dahlia and you're rezzing somebody on Saint, it's just way easier to stop the res on Saint because you can just shoot a drone and end it. And also with EMPs getting that buff and being stronger, there's going to be a lot more characters with EMPs on the map, and they're just gonna throw them at Saint's drone. Saint's not going to get any revives off. So I think Dahlia is just going to be the #1 healer in this in season 2 for sure. All right, now we got Anvil. Anvil, the king of retakes. It's so easy to do, but yet so hard. So many teams fail with it. Anvil is one of those characters that has the headstrong tenacity that just makes him an absolute wrecking ball that's impossible to kill. When a good Anvil is on him, he's amazing. When a bad Anvil is on him, he just bot walks around. He's pretty good. But he's definitely not S tier. Could he be A tier? I'd say Anvil probably is A- or B+. I'm gonna put Anvil in A, but if you put him in B, I wouldn't argue. I'd say he's B+, A-. If there was a tier on this line right here, that's where Anvil would be. But I'm gonna put him at A. All right, now we got Chox. Now nobody really used Chox until that STK team started playing him, and they would Dahlia link with him, and he would have like 18 live. They would Dahlia link him, and they'd have a Saint on the map, so he would get revived like 4 times. It was so annoying to play against. But Chox is really, really good. I think he's only good on some maps though. And strikeout is a wrecking ball. For competitive, I think he's only good on some maps. So I won't really put him S tier. You can't put somebody in S tier unless they can dominate on every map. He has an SMG and a shotgun, which on maps like Windward, in competitive he's good on Windward, but in strikeout, you're just not winning a gunfight with the D40C against an HRM down middle map. It's just not going to happen. So I think Chox is probably an A tier rogue right now. I think he's a solid A tier. All right, next up we got Dallas. Dallas has the reveal that now reveals everybody, but there is another rogue in the game that does everything that he does better, which is a death sentence for a rogue. If you have a rogue that does things, and there's another rogue in the game that does everything that that rogue does and does it better, then the character is pointless in the game. But obviously, I think Dallas is good, but what's the point of having him? What is the point of using Dallas if there is a rogue seeker in the game? I think Dallas is C tier, and it's not that Dallas is bad. It's not that Dallas is bad. It's just that there's this guy over here that does everything he does better. So what's the point? Chunk damage devotion, yeah, but how many maps would you pick a devotion over a Sahara? How many? Not many. 6 on the new patch? Yeah, like how many maps do you think would you pick Dallas over Seeker? One, Skyfall, that's it. We'll do Seeker next since we've talked about him so much with Dallas. Seeker has this bow reveal that he could shoot through entire areas. The only one downside that Seeker has compared to Dallas is that you don't have that 100% certainty if you are revealing the closest player to you. That's the only difference. Seeker, however, can reveal a lot more people. His gun's better. He has a bounce nade that does 160 damage with 0 upgrades. Seeker's got to be A tier. Has to be A tier, right? Maybe even S. I don't like giving a lot of rogues S tier, but I'd say Seeker's S minus A plus. But we're gonna put him A, and we're gonna stick with that. All right, moving on to Dima. Go back to going left to right. Seeker's S. I think he's A plus S minus. I don't know if he's gonna be on the same tier as Dahlia. Probably. You know what? Fuck it. Fine. S tier. S tier. Fine. I can't argue it. If somebody puts him A or S, I wouldn't argue. But I think he goes S. Or I don't know. He's here. He's on this line. Seeker is this line right here. I'm about to start making more rows. All right, next, Dima. Mamba got buffed. The K30, well, every gun got buffed, but the Mamba's strong. EMPs are strong, especially after that patch. Well, the season 2 patch that's coming out. Do I think it puts Dima over the top? No, not really. I think he's just gonna be somebody that you pick on certain maps. I don't think he's a overall rogue that you play on every map, but I think he's like an above average situational pick. So I'm gonna put him in the B tier. I think he belongs B. With the K30 Mamba, nades, his ult, EMPs being extremely strong now, and resupply now coming too. I think he's a solid B. B to B minus. All right, Stat, you ready? We got Glitch, who just got the biggest buff in season 2. The Glitch. Now, every time he hacks, everybody has to put all their equipment away when they're hacked. His hack is now 25 meters instead of 20. And his phone, or his glitch, his radar will stay out after hack. Those are huge. Do I think it makes him A tier? Or S tier? No, I think Glitch is A tier for now. The biggest drawbacks on Glitch are having an SMG and a shotgun. Not really great for medium to long range. Could he go to S tier? Yes, he could. I'd say I'll put him A with the potential to go to S after watching how it plays out. But I think right now he's A, and he stays there. For now. We'll see. Maybe 1 week into season 2. I'm wrong. But I think that's where he belongs for right now. Alright, let's get to Lancer. The strikeout god. The most annoying character in the game. Lancer. She's interesting. I think that either you hate Lancer or you play Lancer. There's not really anywhere else you go. I think that in strikeout she's an S. In comp she's a B, but if played well as an S. But I don't think she's overall S. I think she's an A tier rogue. I think she's solid A tier overall. Remember, this isn't strikeout. If it was strikeout, she'd be here. It's an overall list. So she goes A. Phantom. What do we think about Phantom now with the fixer sniper having its damage buffed and only being 1 bullet? I don't know. Where do we think Phantom? Sniping is dead? Sniping is never dead when you can one-shot headshot somebody. One-shot headshot in a third-person game is strong, and it can't be ignored. But I don't think it's as valuable as it used to be. But if you miss that one shot, yeah, but is Payne gonna miss that shot? Is Colmac gonna miss that shot? Is Frag gonna miss that shot? No. But again, this tier list is overall. It's not just the top players. So I'd say overall, sniping is not great. Not great. Probably B. I'm thinking B. I'm thinking B tier too. Nothing spectacular. Because there are those Phantoms that can hit those headshots and they're miserable to play against. But there are the other ones that don't. She also has a Nightshade. She's a solid B tier right now. Alright. Ronin. I am the Ronin. I think this patch hurts Ronin. Because now you don't have that nade anymore. But with my playstyle with the tracker rounds and smokes, you could still definitely make your impact felt. It's just a little bit, it costs a little bit more to do it. Overall, I'd say Ronin is on this line right here, the A minus B plus line right here. Does she go up or down? Depends on who's playing her, but I'll put her here. All right, Saint, there's, like we talked about with Dallas and Seeker, the same thing happens here to a lesser extent, I'd say. Saint and Dahlia does almost everything Saint does, but better. Saint's drone is going to be terrible for reviving, especially since more EMPs will be in the game. So Saint maybe will get 2 to 3 revives off a game. And everybody bleeds out. And when people die and strike out, there's no chance of reviving them anyway because they're in the enemy spawn. I think Saint's B tier. I just don't, especially if you're going to be playing a Dahlia, I just don't see where you're going to fit in competitive. I don't see where you're going to fit in a Saint if you're playing Dahlia every map. And in Strikeout, why would you play Saint when you could play Dahlia and link with a Mack who's going to be on every map, or a Kestrel? It's just, Saint's a B tier. He's B tier for now. Now Scorch, I don't know how good Scorch is. I don't know. The SLC is going to fry. The Arbitrator is bad now, which is awesome. The mollies are weird now. She is immune to mollies, but how many people are actually using mollies? Because it was the meta. Is it going to go back to molly meta next patch? Will she be required? I'd say if people go back to using mollies a lot next patch, Vi is back on her maps. Okay. So if it turns back into a molly meta, or at least mollies are used a lot, then Scorch will be in the A tier. But if on maps that people aren't using mollies, there's not a real point in playing her. So it kind of depends entirely what the other team does. If Vi meta comes back, then she's gonna be in like the A to A minus tier. She'll be okay. So if Vi comes back and mollies come back, she's on this line. If no mollies are back, she's on this line. I think she's B tier for now. All right, next up we got Talon. Talon's like, he's interesting because Talon against Ronin is not worth it, and you can't really gamble that. Like if you're gonna play Talon, especially with the bans now, if you're gonna play Talon, just ban Ronin, and then Talon's good. But if there's a Ronin on the other team, then I would rather have Seeker and Dallas 100% of the time. Like if you're a Talon main, you're gonna go play ranked. If you get Ronin out, Talon's really good. I think it doesn't put him in the A tier. I think Talon's just very, very average. He does a lot of things well. He doesn't do anything over the top great. I think he just belongs in B. Lockdown Talon though, yeah, it's one map though. It's not a lot. Just one map. Not enough. Trench saw some changes. The MXR is good again. The HRM's also really good. Trench has always had you could pick whichever gun you want to use, but if the MXR is meta, the MXR is meta. Trench is going to be used a lot. Trip mines instead of tear gas. It seems like lateral or a slight nerf, if anything. Because like if you're on site, you're defending a site, and you want to stop the enemies from pushing you. You want to give your team a little bit more time to show up. The tear gases were good to slow that down a little bit. Now you're just gonna have claymores. You're gonna have to set them up, and you're gonna have to set up trophies, and then you're gonna have to get new power position. It takes a lot of time. Do we think that Trench is that good right now? I think he's good. He's too good to be in C. He's not good enough to be in A, so he goes B. I don't know. I feel like Trench has a lot of potential to move though. Very quickly into season 2, I feel like Trench will go up or down. He won't stay. He's not gonna stay. He's gonna go to C or A. But for now, all we can say is B. All right, Vi. Vi is apparently back because she has tenacity and she can get in people's faces and use her poisons. With this new season, will Vi be that strong in this new season? Oh no, tenacity. She got tenacity taken away. I forgot. Never mind. Good call, chat. Good call. I forgot that she got tenacity taken away for bounce back. So, okay, so you know what? This is a big interaction that I just thought about now. Vi no longer has tenacity, right? She can get up to 125 health. Ronin's dart just got put up to 125 health. So Ronin's dart Ronin's dart will be able to kill Vi at any health. That is pretty big. That's pretty big. But Vi will also be really strong with bounce back, and that where do we think that Vi I think that Vi is another rogue that right now is on this line, the A and B tier line. I feel like we should make more rows, but I think that Vi goes to A tier because Vi is really good in strikeout. Vi does everything well. Vi is really strong, but like, I don't know. We'll see. Vi is another rogue where as season 2 starts and we go a week or two into season 2 and we kind of figure out more about how this patch is going to play, that Vi will move, whether it be up or down, but she will move. I'm moving on. All right, now we have Sigrid. Now, I had a lot of people in chat today tell me that Sigrid's really good. I kind of feel it, but like, I don't know. I feel like Sigrid's strong, and every time I play against her, she's like kind of annoying. But like, I don't know what it is. There's something in my head that's like she sucks, and I don't know what it is. There's something in my brain that tells me that Sigrid's ass, but I don't know what it is. But I play against her and I have issues. I actually don't know. Like, I don't know, man. Like, I don't know what to think about her. What do we think? What, like, I don't know. Like, I feel like my brain says here, or like this like one thing in my brain says here, but like I think she's another rogue that's on this A and B line. Like, you can play her. She'd be good. I think she's B. Like, I don't think she's like up here. I think she's here. I don't know. Kestrel, dumb fucking strong. The bounce rate's getting nerfed, but that gun fries. How much does it still fry? I don't know. Stims are really strong. Immune, I don't know. She's like, I'm gonna change something at the end once I'm done with this. 8 bullet body. Yeah, but you're hitting headshots with this gun. You have to hit headshots with it. And the SMG is now 4 bullet body. I think with nades sucking now, I think she goes here. I think she's A. Drones go crazy? Yeah, I think she goes A tier next patch. I don't think she's gonna remain in the S tier. I don't think so. Wait, it's 6 actually? You're such a troll, Sat. Well, I think she's on this line. I think she's this line right here. This line. The Kestrel tier. Right here. A plus S minus. I think that's where she belongs. I don't think she's quite as gonna be as must pick as these two up here. I lean more on S. She's this line. This is the Kestrel line. All right, now Mack, the last one. The last rogue, the new rogue. 4 bullet to the body. Mack is going to be an absolute freight train in strikeout. Don't know how Mack is going to play in competitive, but in strikeout, Mack is going to be a freight train. I think this all depends. Mack entirely depends. I think Mack entirely depends on how Trench, like his playability depends on how. I don't know which one I said. Mack's playability depends entirely on how good Trench is in this next patch in the MXR. I think Mack will end up being better than Trench. I don't feel comfortable putting Mack in the S tier yet, but I'm putting A on the Kestrel line right here. And then there's Fixer up there. Okay, so let's do a little bit of S minus. Let's make some quick changes at the end here that are below. Wait, oh fuck, hold on. S plus. Wait, I did it wrong again. S minus slash A plus, and we'll put these two in here. I think that makes sense, right? And then we'll add a row above here, and then do A minus B plus, and then you go, oh wait, no. Where did I want? Who did I want in this row? I forgot. Was it like this? Is this the changes? So I'd say this is more accurate overall. Right on this one. I'd say this is probably the most accurate I could be with the tier list right now.